Ah, man, I was not fast enough getting that on live.
Damn it.
Nope.
I tried. I tried.
That would have sucked if I bust my ass on live.
That would have been so great.
What would you like? Can you demonstrate a second time? What was going on there, Mo?
Let's do the box jumps again, okay? Box jumps, people. Let me change my camera. So this is the box. I'm going to be jumping. It's not that high. I'm going to clear it, though. You ready? 1, 2. Still very athletic. I got this. Wasn't going to bust my ass on live. But yeah, welcome to Earth 2 Comic Cast where superheroes exist. And can you see me? Comic book talk is the norm. We're here to talk about, what are we here to talk about again? Cloak and Dagger, the last 2 episodes. As always, I'm joined by... Good, right? Thank you. See? Live podcast rock. Oh my God. Oh yeah, so we're here to talk about Cloak and Dagger, last 2 episodes. I don't remember the names. I know Briana does. So let me go ahead and introduce the panel, and then Briana tells you the name, and she goes right into the episode. So the panel, as always, is Keem. You can't see her right now because she's eating cookies.
Hey, I'm eating French fries. I've earned these French fries after that hour of vigorous dancing.
Okay. Patrick, as always, is always here to anchor the podcast with
Hello.
Me. Yes.
Some horrible
we can't
even see your face.
You can't even see Patrick. This is like the first time we're doing a podcast I can't see Patrick in. And of course, we have Bree, who did a wonderful job last week on the last 2 was it last week, 2 weeks ago? On the other 2 episodes, and she's going to help us do these ones again.
You sure you don't want to do it?
No, you got it.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure Mo actually watched these episodes.
Yes, I did. I did.
We do reacts together.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Don't call me out, Patrick. You just watched it like today.
That is nearly true.
He does it so it'll be fresh.
Oh, wow.
No, Bree got my immediate reacts. I immediately messaged her and was like, "What's with She-Ra?
No.
When did She-Ra show up in Cloak and Dagger?"
It's not the same. Mo will message me during the episode.
Oh yeah. I can't do that because I watch it with my wife, and then it looks like I'm ignoring my wife. Like,
right. Yeah. Oh my God! Like, okay, you know what? I feel like maybe next season, for the season premiere, we should do like a live react. Just because I know my reacts is just gonna be out, off the wall. I mean, the finale. Oh my God! I didn't know how to act. Bree took all my stupidity because I was acting like an idiot.
I can show you how I acted. I acted like this.
You can't even see me.
You look like one of those villains where they don't reveal who they are until the end of the episode.
Oh, well, what's beautiful about this is as the sun sets behind me, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Wow. All right, so Bree, you have the floor.
Okay. Episode 9 was called Backbreaker. Just so you know. Okay, I gotta find my...
I didn't get the names of either of these episodes. You're gonna have to... Again, I'm the dumb one. You have to explain the meaning of the 2 names, the 2 episodes to me.
Okay. Well, if you'd let me start, it would be in the notes. Okay. So, Backbreaker actually starts with Auntie spitting the rum around town and marking it up and seeing the valves and be like, "Oh shit!" And then it goes to the priest in the classroom talking about the hero's journey and how like every hero goes through a regression so that they can be reborn. What?
Auntie was getting drunk. Come on,
she was getting drunk, but she was also doing her
voodoo-ish stuff. It was kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone there.
Exactly. You can do both things, multitasking.
She was so lit.
I really didn't like the exposition of this episode, by the way, but go on.
Was it too confusing for you?
No, it was the opposite. For the guy who's always complaining about how everything is confusing, this was like way too on the nose. It was like they were just explaining exactly what it was like. Here's the cliff notes while we give you the episode. I'm just never happy.
Interesting. I thought it was fucking interesting because I don't know
Very much
nothing
so.
about Hero's Journey.
Right, and you didn't even need to look for the quote in this one because the whole story was the quote.
I did think there was one quote, but yeah, you're right. Like it was like the entire story had the quote. But yeah, so the first part after that, O'Reilly is at Fuchs when they're doing the investigation, and she finds the pipe underneath the couch, and she's like, "Oh," she looks like she recognizes it, but she's still in shock. So they're like, "Get the fuck out! We're doing an investigation." And then it goes to Tandy, who's back to her scamming ways, and she's at some rich guy's house, and she's like, "Ooh, I like some hopes. Tell me about your hopes." And she goes into his hopes and then steals them.
Like, what the heck?
She's got a new addiction.
That was so amazing. I lost my shit.
I don't know how I feel about this. It's crazy.
I mean, it's not like a good thing, but
no,
like,
it's a
like,
really, really bad thing. It's like rape. She's raping people.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like, it's not a good thing. Like, it's not a good thing, but the fact that she can do it, it's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
She might be I don't know. She is almost now a villain for me.
She's just, it's her regression. I mean, she wasn't like the goodest person before.
Right.
No, it's true. It's just
robbing people for their riches before.
It's like Jamie raping his sister, man. It kind of kills her character a little bit for me. I don't like it at all. It was too far for me. I'm really upset about it, actually.
How upset? How upset?
I want to be able to root for her, and now I'm not sure I can, especially if she keeps doing it.
I had very little cares about taking the guy's hopes for a threesome. So
right, that like one didn't really hurt.
That specific one.
It's not
like
that.
The next one.
It's the broader idea of like going in and because she like seems to literally steal them, right? Like they're gone forever.
I don't know. I don't really know if they're gone forever.
If they're gone forever, there's something really. I don't really like the idea of like going into somebody's head and literally turning somebody into somebody with no hope in life. That's some dark stuff to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreading it, but it's some dark stuff.
I don't know if it's permanent, but I do think it has like a mini effect.
Yeah.
Well, it has like the euphoria effect for her, and then it like takes that feeling from them. But I think eventually,
she's gonna create a trail of people in therapy, basically, which is, I mean, I don't know. All right.
Hey, yay for Ant, huh?
I don't.
Right, Anthony would love to make all the monies.
I don't know if that guy is going to go to therapy because he can't have a threesome, but maybe
no. That definitely kind of colors things in an interesting way. But I mean, like she takes Mina's hopes, right?
We're getting to it.
But I'm saying, all right, let's say that I walk up to you and I touch you, and after I've done touching you, you're suicidal. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, where'd they go? They disappeared.
Did they all leave? What happened?
You just blocked them. You were just not okay with their opinions.
I don't think I blocked them. Come back, friends. Come back.
Where did she go?
Maybe like the main pipe between the West Coast and East Coast went down.
Oh, there she is. There they are.
Here I am. Sorry.
Sorry. All I'm trying to say is I take that
much.
way more seriously than I think the show was trying to make me take it. That's all I'm trying to say.
I think you are. Yeah.
You really are.
Probably. The Mina one was way worse. The Mina one hurt me, like, to my core. And, like, I was
yeah, absolutely. Doing that to anybody.
Yes.
I don't like it. Sorry, go on.
Okay. What happens after that? Oh, so then it goes to Ty in the police station with his family. And it's like, there's a video, and like, oh, we have to do investigation. And the parents are like, yep, we know. We heard this story a while ago. And when they're walking back to the car, Ty is like really fucking pissed because like, what the fuck? I got it on tape, and you ain't doing shit. You don't even look happy. Like, this is what you wanted. What the fuck? And he's like, don't tell me what I want, blah, blah, blah. And so he has to go to school. I don't know why you would go to school after that or work for like the entire family, but
I understood why the parents were doing what they're doing, but it still felt, I don't know, it felt weird, didn't it? Like they weren't giving him anything. Like they weren't giving him even like, hang on, you don't see everything. Wait till we get home. We'll talk about this or something. They just like started yelling at him, which was like, was a bit
I
much.
feel like, you know, when they got home in private, I feel like, you know, when they got home in private, it would be a moment for them to release and decompress and, you know, just be like, oh my gosh, you were telling the truth the whole time. But even then, they were just kind of like, okay.
I feel like they always believed Ty. They just knew it wasn't gonna do anything.
I get that, but it was a bit, they were laying it on too thick there in the moment. They needed to be like, listen, like, you know, sometimes my son will ask me awkward questions in public or something, and I'll tell him, like, you know, right then and there, you're an idiot or something. I say, Branch, hang on.
Harsh.
We'll talk about this when we get home or something, right? Like, they were just a little too much for me, which is why he reacted the way he did. Like, they should
maybe, but I think they also lost a child, so they weren't being the most rational, and they didn't need it brought back up.
That's their fear is that now that he's made this public and he was part of like bringing all of this out, now they have this other kid to lose, and this other kid that can be in the crosshairs.
Which is
I
what
totally get that. I just felt like the way they reacted was probably pushing him more into the crosshairs.
Maybe. I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was talking about like, do you not even care about Billy or something? She's like, you don't tell me how I feel about my boy. And like, I think he kind of pushed it a bit. And obviously, I know my mom wouldn't want to talk about that stuff in public, but then he did that. And I was like, ooh.
I was a little scared at that moment that we were dealing with. I don't even remember the name of the character, but the evil mom in Runaways. I was suddenly scared. Oh no, are they actually bad guys? It might crush me if his dad was a bad guy. So
his dad better not be. I love his dad.
I know. That's why in that moment I was a little upset. Maybe that fear was partially why I was feeling like they were laying it on a little too thick. So
I don't know. I think losing a child changes a lot. So might not always be the must.
Right. And you have to be strong because it's not like they only had one child and they lost that one child. Like you still have this other child and they probably feel like you can't, especially the mom. And there's like this thing within like the Black female community where we're always expected to be strong. Like no matter what's happening, you're not supposed to break down and lose it. You always have to be the backbone of everything. And so that's probably one of those things that she's feeling is I can't let them see me break down. I have to be strong for my family. Even if I'm scared, she has to keep going.
She literally is too. Like it's her job that took them out of the neighborhood.
Right.
That got them. Like she literally is. So like she probably wasn't ready to deal with it. And it didn't help that her other son was yelling at her about it.
Right.
So yeah. That was a hard moment for me. I thought that was sad. But yeah, so they go off to work and to school. Tandy's doing her thing. And then it goes to Auntie going home. And Evita's like all worried, like, why are you drunk? Where you been? You would be mad at me. And that's when Auntie's like, there's nothing in all the world that destroy us like you.
What's your name again?
Mo, your audio is horrible. Mute yourself. Go on, Brie.
Oh, that's rude. But yeah, that's when she's talking like, there's nothing in all the worlds that will destroy us like we will, which is basically what's happening. Like Tandy's destroying herself with her addiction and then all her awful actions. And then Ty at school is out of it because of everything that's happened. And he's all angry and fighting and not listening. But I do have to say, I'm really glad he beat up that one guy.
Yes.
It was so good.
Asking for it.
He was so good. I don't care if it wasn't like the good choice. It was just so therapeutic to see that guy crying with a bloody face.
I don't condone violence.
I love it. I don't care.
Yeah,
after he made that joke, I'm like, oh, after all that time in the locker room, you're so much better. No. I'm so glad he got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
What a punk statement too. He totally deserved that. What a punk. Man, I hate punks like that. All right, go on.
Like, violence is bad, but it was really therapeutic for me.
Yeah, it was
great. Okay, so and then it goes back to Tandy, and this is the one that hurt my soul and made me mad at Tandy again, where she is at Mina's brunch with Mina's dad, and she's like all bitter about it. Because she's still reeling from my dad's an abusive fuck, so why shouldn't I be? And that's when Mina's like, hey, I actually invited you over because I want to give you a job. Because I'm nice, and I'm actually a nice person and hopeful and more stable. And then that's when Tandy takes her hopes, her very wholesome hopes of just wanting the world to be this beautiful garden all over the place. And she takes it. And then she's like, yeah, that's how that feels. And then
snatches.
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Kills the bee.
I don't know if I can forgive her. It's rough.
It was really. I mean, we talked about it before, where we were always mad at Tandy because she literally has like the worst
judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to properly process her emotions,
nope.
like disappointments and stuff. And so she does it in destructive ways, even if it's destructive to other people.
Yeah, but there was like a more, all right, maybe the difference to me is it's felt like all of her actions in the past were reactionary and somewhat about survival, right? But this was like outright malicious. To me, at least, it felt like a malicious action. And it felt, I mean, all right, imagine that she
Patrick,
is now.
Have you ever heard the phrase "hurt people hurt people"?
I mean, I understand that. I totally understand that. It just, something about it feels really dark to me. I hope there's consequences that come out of her doing that kind of stuff, like real consequences. That's all.
Like eventually it should happen. I mean, I feel like she's not going to be doing it anymore, but if she does do it, I feel like shit will happen. And I'm surprised Mina didn't have more of it. I mean, Mina killed the bee, but like Tandy didn't suffer for that one. But like, I get it. Like, that's definitely a thing I've seen before, where like someone's hurt and then they just take it out on everyone else, and it's not like you hate them during it. But
I just don't want to give her an easy free pass on it, I guess is what I'm saying. I feel like if her character was a male and was doing that to a female, it would evoke an even, do you know what I mean? Like, there's something really violating about that to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
I think their powers are basically violating, like, just as is.
Because she's been looking in on people's
hopes
totally
and
true. Fears and stuff the whole time.
I know, say you.
Oh. Does she have an opinion?
That's totally true. Isla always has an opinion.
But yeah, like their powers are pretty violating to begin with. And I think Ty even said that in the beginning, where he's like, don't you feel like you're violating their privacy? And like, it's kind of, if you're going to use the powers, you're basically violating it to begin with.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
She's just going like the extra fucked up mile, taking it from them. So there's that. But yeah, so
she's totally the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah, she's pretty bad with that part. And then it goes back to Ty, and he's getting punished for kicking Benny's ass, of course. And like he does the book punishment with the priest, and talking about the War of 1812, all that stuff. And then it goes to O'Reilly getting drunk at the bar and suffering through all that crap.
That was an interesting scene to me.
Where she's just getting drunk. I think it was a memorial for Fuchs, too.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed like she was there all day, so. Ooh.
Yeah, like at what point does the bartender say, okay, you've had enough? Because they did just a montage of her just basically taking the bottle, and she just kept pouring herself shots and going for it.
Also, that's where the little pipe thing is on the wall, and it says Backbreaker, which is the name of the episode. And I don't think they do it in that scene, but they show like the backbreaker being made, and it's actually made for like old-timey cops beating the people. Mm-hmm. And the backbreaker is what killed Fuchs. Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's what it looked like. But it also could have just been a random pipe. Random pipe. So that's where backbreaker comes from. Was he even
I totally missed that. So that pipe is the backbreaker?
There is a like weird bat-looking thing on the wall of the bar that she was in, and underneath it says Backbreaker.
Okay.
And that's the name of the episode. And I'm pretty sure it looks similar to the thing that she found under Fuchs's couch.
Yep.
But I don't know for sure. But I'm pretty sure it looks right. And they did like a little tiny little history lesson where the cops used it in whatever they were doing with their stuff. Anyways, then it goes to Tandy bailing out Liam at the police station.
I thought that guy was like long gone from the show. Like I cared
thought he had
about
already
him.
gotten out.
Yeah.
He's broke. He ain't got nothing to bail him out. Also, did anyone see the assassin in that scene?
I did not.
Oh.
I only watched once this time. So.
The assassin?
Yeah, the water girl. The water bitch.
Sure. Nope.
No, the one who killed the lawyer.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was in that scene.
She was in that scene, or like I think it was. They didn't show her
face. Is that
face.
the same girl who like at the end of the episode is threatening them? Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same person. It's the water changing girl, and like Tandy even looks at her like, huh? Probably like, oh look, when I wasn't so evil. And then Liam comes out and he's like, I thought you would have left me. Where have you been? What you doing still in town? And she's lying to him.
She totally left him.
I mean, technically, yeah, no, she totally fucking left him. She was like, fuck that bitch. Maybe not fuck that bitch, but she was like, I gotta do shit on my own. And
I got my own problems.
I got my own shit to do. And then she's just like, oh yeah, totally. I was just getting money for you, and I finally got the money for you. No, she was lying. Takes him to the church.
Tell me, is she doing this because she specifically wants to steal his hopes? Is it like, because you talk about how she gets high, she's getting a high off of it. Yeah. Is this like a high she's like seeking out? Is that what's going on here?
I think so. And I thought that too. I mean, it's a very expensive drug to pay for bailing someone out. I wonder like how much that cost her. But like, I was thinking she specifically wanted Liam because his hopes included her.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
better high.
His high would be the best high because it's about her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought like that was like the whole reason. Like you got to pay that good money for the good drugs, that good high. And so she paid for Liam.
Yeah, the first one's free, but then it cost you.
She's a psychic vampire.
Basically. So then it goes back to Ty fighting the priest, and he's just yelling at him, and he says some hard stuff in there. He's just like, you put yourself here so you're just like protected in this box alone and you don't know what it's like and you keep telling me not to feel. And there's this part where he's like, you put yourself here so you don't have to feel anything. And then it switches to Tandy in the church. And I thought that was cool. Because he's like, you're in the church so you don't have to feel anything. And she's stuck in the church isolating herself so she doesn't have to do shit.
Right.
I thought that was cool. And then he throws a punch, and I was really impressed at the priest ducking. He was very fast. And then it goes into his spear. It was very fast. It was like really impressive. Anyways, it goes into the priest's spear where he's a dead kid playing with a soccer ball, and he's just drunk in the front seat. I think it was his son, but it doesn't ever actually say.
Yeah, I think it was his son too.
I kind of got that feeling.
Yeah, I think it was his son.
I thought he killed his son when he was drunk. And like he still kind of has that.
Yeah.
So that happened. And then Ty saw that. And then Ty walked into Liam's hopes that Tandy was looking at.
Yeah, that was weird. How did that work?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe it's like the same dimension type stuff. So like he like saw, or maybe because of what Tandy was doing.
Yeah, like maybe he teleported psychically over to her, because sometimes when they're doing something crazy, it brings the other one to them, it seems like.
Well, it always brings him
always brings him to her, yeah.
When she's about to do something extra reckless.
I'm glad he called her out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like they're definitely connected. And so maybe I was just thinking it was like the same dimension, and like because of like the fucked up thing she was doing to the hopes, it was like rattling the dimension, which is why like he was like feeling it, and he went to the door and was like, oh, what the fuck, Tandy? What the fuck are you doing? And then he's like, oh my gosh. And then they get out, and he's like,
she was not happy, and I'm glad.
Yeah. Although I think she took something from Liam, because Liam was all hopeful about that marriage.
Oh, I think she did, definitely, yeah.
And then, the priest gets all fucked up too. He's like really hurt. You can see it on like his face, and he's like, just go, and Ty gets the fuck out because that's like, are you?
Because
okay?
at first he was trying to stop him, like, if you walk out of here, this is not good for you. This could get you expelled from this school. This is not what you want to do. I care about your future. Blah blah blah. And then after that, he was like, just go. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to relive the worst moment of my life.
Right.
Although I don't think I have it that bad. I never did that. But yeah, and then Tandy shows up at school. Oh wait, what happened? No, okay. That's when it does the birth of a villain part of the regression.
Yeah.
And it goes to O'Reilly.
I really didn't like that telegraph. I mean, unlike Bree, I didn't see it coming. And because I didn't see it coming yet, the moment they did that, I was like, oh, she's becoming the villain. And then I did a little bit of the research in O'Reilly, and I was like, oh, yeah. So I was a little disappointed because it was just too on the nose for me. Like, they basically purposely called it out rather than just letting us kind of be surprised in the next episode.
I mean, what's it called? That episode was after Comic-Con, and it was kind of like, oh, season 2 will be mayhem. Can't really do mayhem without O'Reilly being mayhem.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that kind of stuff though. I didn't want to know that. Anyways, go on.
Okay. That's fair. But I was excited.
The season wasn't over yet.
Okay, but you complain about every other thing when the season's not over yet. Where's Liam? We're on episode 3 of 10. Wait.
When are we gonna see him again?
Well, I think they let him hang too long because by the time he finally showed back up, I was like, I don't actually care anymore.
Wow, now who forgot about him? Now
I did. I forgot about him. I stopped.
You left him in that prison cell, Patrick.
Yeah, I kind of did. I was like, that character doesn't. He was just so important in the first few episodes. He had probably a good 15% of the screen time, and then he disappears, and he didn't die. He was still just around.
No, he wasn't. He was in jail. What was he gonna do? Was Tangy just gonna visit him in jail every day?
Yeah, I guess they were trying to set up how cold and evil she is. All right, whatever. Am I going to be rooting for Mayhem next season? Seems like the more I talk this out with you guys, I'm starting to root for the villain. Sorry, go on.
I mean, maybe. But okay, that's when it goes to the birth of the villain. It goes back to O'Reilly drinking in the bar. And then Connors appears. Are you rooting for Connors?
No, I'm definitely not rooting for Connors.
Okay.
But I could see myself rooting for O'Reilly. That's all I'm trying to say. Go on.
Okay. But yeah, that's when Connors comes out, and I think she takes the backbreaker and hits him over the head. I'm really sad he didn't get more hurt, but she was drunk, so she probably didn't have good coordination and strength. And then she gets her ass kicked by O'Reilly, and no one helps her.
That was a disappointing scene to me.
That was...
I understand there's the blue code or whatever, and brothers are supposed to watch after brothers, and everybody in there probably felt you never rat on your own.
This show does not reflect well on New Orleans' finest.
It does not. Finest is an interesting choice of words because obviously there's not any, but just the fact that no one pulled him off of her and no one was just
they pulled her off of him, but they didn't think to it's one thing to do one punch from Connors because he did get hit in the head with the bat or whatever, but he literally was kicking her while she was just down, and everyone just fucking watched, and that was really frustrating
for numerous reasons. They're saying that this guy might be a dirty cop, and all of you are still looking at him as a hero.
I think they all know he's I think they're all dirty cops, and they all know.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost. It feels like Gotham, actually.
I think they just kind of accepted it, and they know that Connors has more pull.
Yeah,
I think that's right. I think this is a fully dirty police force. Is basically what it's. Yeah, it's basically Baltimore. They're basically planting the drugs. Let's go on.
So yeah, that was really hard to watch for me. But then it goes to Tandy, pissed. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's your daughter. My bad. Then it goes to Tandy, pissed at Tyrone and at the school. He's showing up. Well, actually, first Evita's Ty, we need to talk. It's very important. We need to talk. So that she can ask, like, oh, have you met the other girl? Somehow. I don't know how she was going to ask that. But then Tandy showed up, and she was like, who the fuck is this? And Tandy tries to steal Evita's hopes, and she's like, no.
What happens there?
That was great.
That was
Wait,
so awesome.
how?
What happened there?
No,
Evita has got that voodoo magic.
That's what it is? It's the voodoo magic?
You really
I
don't.
was like,
how
did
Auntie
she
knows
do
like
that?
everything happening, and you're wondering how Evita did that. Evita has it in her blood. She lives and breathes New Orleans, and she is not going to take that weird
any
shit.
supernatural superpowers or anything.
But she's operating on a different plane because she's working with her aunt, and they're talking about all of these things that are supernatural, or
So she like is aware
out of the realm of the ordinary. Yeah.
Did you really not know Evita was aware of everything and just?
No, I understand it. It's just like she is like more powerful than I thought she was. I'm sorry, I thought she was more of a normie, but she's.
And like earlier in the episode, she was a little skeptical when she was talking to Auntie, but it's probably because Auntie was drunk. She was like, okay, Auntie.
Amina's not very powerful. Nobody else has showed any remote power to kind of resist it. And Evita, I have a theory. Is it Evita? Is that her name?
Yes.
I have a theory that Evita is going to become like the man in the chair for the show.
I don't know what that means.
Like the Zoe, or like what's another show, like I don't know, like an Arrow, the like girl who like stays back at the base and like helps them out on missions,
like Felicity.
Yeah. Like yeah.
Oracle.
Or Oracle, yeah. I have a theory that Evita might become like their, I don't know, helper, I guess you could say. Maybe,
but yeah, like maybe she's not like has powers like Ty and Tandy, but she's definitely have psychic shit going on. Especially if she
can't help your aunt that whole time and not have any level of like consciousness of other stuff that's going on.
But that was great. That was so great. Her hopes are like she's gonna be a doctor someday, and Tandy's like, oh, I'm gonna take this hope of success, and she's like, no, bitch.
No.
That was so great. It was, and it also like it was so unexpected for me. It just really hurt. I really like Evita. I was really worried something was going to happen to Evita. But anyways.
I did not like her at first, but she is definitely growing on me because I just felt like I couldn't trust her. But now I'm just like, okay, she's kind of the narrator of everything that's happening, or like the observer that's like.
See, that's why I think she'll become.
Her aunt will die, and then she'll like be the one next generation to tell the story of the pairs that.
I can definitely see her being the next generation. I just don't want anything happening to her aunt, though.
She seems to be the person who sees the big picture. So I could totally see her beginning to like try and direct them because right now they're just kind of aimlessly wandering through things. I could see her starting to be like, this is a thing that's going on. You two need to go take care of it kind of person.
Next episode. But anyways, I mean, she could be. Or she can, live her life and be a doctor.
Also great.
What happens after that? I love that. Anyways, that's when Ty and Tandy start fighting. Evita's like, oh, look, it's you. And then dips out. And Ty and Tandy start arguing. It's like, oh, you need to stay the fuck out of my head. He's like, I don't want to be in your crazy ass head. You need to stop doing what the fuck you're doing. I was like, why do you care? I was like, because you did it to Evita. How dare you fucking do it to Evita, you punk ass bitch. And then they do more yelling. And more yelling. And she's like, well, that's me. I'm a screwed up bitch. What do you want? So she knows she's awful. Everyone knows she's awful. And then they do more yelling. And she tries to get out. And then she says that Ty has no problems in his prep school life. And then more shit. And then she pulls a dagger on him after he's like, I'm not taking wellness advice from the Bowen family. Which I thought was funny. And yeah, he pulls the dagger and she's like, I ain't scared of you. And then they separate. It's like, go talk to your mom. And then they both go talk to their mom, actually. Ty goes home, talks to their mom, and they have that really hard talk, which is probably where Patrick was like, finally, they talk. He actually has feelings.
That's about right. Sorry, go on.
But no, that was a really hard talk. Oh, Tandy goes back to the church to say sorry to Liam. because she's like thinking about it and like.
Oh right, and then
thinking about how she's been a shitty person.
Yeah, like she's like, oh man, I've been a shitty person, and like I loved her reaction when she realized that like he took her money, because she wasn't even like, damn. She was just like, yep, that's probably what I deserved. Kind of.
Yeah.
Like rewatching, because I rewatched it and like her face was just like, yep, that's
okay. Yeah.
Yep. I deserve that.
Who was it that called that? One of y'all called that Liam was going to be the one to come. Like when I was like, "That's such a stupid place to hide your money." Bree did. Okay.
I did, because it was a stupid place. It wasn't like even secure. Like she could have unlocked it. Like, and then she took Liam there. Like I would, if I had to, like, I'd take him somewhere else. Like pretend you want to get married at some other church. Like
he already knew she was living there, though, right? He was like the one person who already knew.
He knew
because he would drop her off.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he would drop her off like on a corner, and then she would sneak into her spot.
Like he knew that she didn't live in that house and that it was like in that area, but I don't think he knew exactly where.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, that was dumb on her. That was a dumb place to put her money. That was a dumb, especially since like she technically could trust her mom more now. But that was dumb. Anyways,
I would not have left the money with her mom.
No, she could have went right back to that safe deposit box and put it in there.
That's true. Like she had a safe
deposit. Yeah, that's true.
She literally could have done so much shit. Anyways, what happens after that? Oh, Mina gets the call from Scarsborough and like is checking the valve because the heat's spiking, and then the valve blows and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then the terrors run after her, and she's like, "Shit!" and she books it. And then that's when O'Reilly hears on the police radio, that they have a suspect for Fuchs' murder. And then that's actually my bad. I went out of order, but that's when Ty is talking with his mom, and she's like, "Ask what you want." Also, she had a very hard day at work. You can see that she was also yelling and lashing out at people at work because it was hard for her. And she's like, "Ask what you want," and he's like, "Why didn't you do anything?" But like. Yeah, and he's like, "I didn't want to lose you." I teared up a little. It was hard. And he was like, "We need you to stay alive. You have the luxury of not fearing them, but we don't."
Yeah, because they've already lost the kid to the police.
But like when he was like, what was it? He was like, "You said it best. Even if I'm perfect, it won't stop anything. So why be perfect?" And that was sad. And then the cops came. And then like she was immediately like, "Run, get the fuck out."
That whole scene actually redeemed the earlier. I wish she could have shown even a second, like a moment, a twinge of that gentleness in the earlier scene, though. Just something, a hint to like, okay, hang on, wait till we talk later, kind of thing. That's all.
Yep.
But I really
not out in that
scene. That scene really, man, I liked his mom, and I felt really bad that she works for the bad guys.
Yeah, that was really sad. And then Tandy goes home to her mom, and her mom, has a gun to her head from the assassin, and that's where they end it for that episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the episode 9. Good shit. Sad stuff.
And then we get to the real one. That episode, I was just wanted to breeze through that one anyways. I'm ready for this next one because that's when the real stuff happens.
I don't think whatever. That one is called Colony Collapse for obvious reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Patrick?
Yes. Patrick?
What colony?
Seriously? Like all of New Orleans? Like
right. New Orleans was a colony, and they start with like the flashback. Oh man, I started to have flashback angers at the beginning of that episode. I was like, Are you telling me that this lady has a gun pointed at Tandy's mom, and instead you're gonna show me some ancient old, like, I don't care. Tell me what happens to Tandy's mom.
And then you complain when like they do explain shit. I don't get it.
Never happy, never satisfied.
Nope. Nope.
Anyways, so yeah, it starts with a colony. But yeah, New Orleans is the colony, and it's collapsing. Is that good enough for you? Is that good? Are you okay? But yeah,
Yes,
Great Famine. Great Famine of the Choctaw. I think I'm saying that right. The Choctaw people.
Choctaw. They're
Choctaw?
Native Americans. Yep.
Okay. There's the boy and the girl. I think they were brother and sister, but I'm not sure. And
I didn't know. Never mind. I didn't know Choctaw people lived in New Orleans because they're mostly like Oklahoma and west of that. But anyway, sorry, go on.
Well, that was
That's
also
interesting.
before a certain thing.
Yeah.
So, like, pretty fucked up thing. So maybe they did before? I don't know. I didn't have time to actually look that part up.
That's fine.
So the girl was the one with
did
the mark.
anybody look and see if any of these, like, one of the things I was curious about, were any of these legends actually based on actual legends, or they just made them up?
It's really hard. I tried to find the Bobo Smith one, and I couldn't find it.
Okay, so you at least tried to find one of them, though. So that's
I tried to find
cool.
one of them.
I was just curious.
I didn't check.
I wasn't that invested. I just wanted to hear the story.
You're like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it could, whatever.
You can make it up.
It's in the past or it's not. Let's just
say historical fiction.
Historical fiction's my favorite. But anyways, the girl was marked on her arm, where the mark is, and so she's the one that had to die. And she died a really interesting way. I thought, like, I don't think that would have killed me because I would have just bubbled back up. But
was she holding stuff though? Like she took like a heavy
rocks on her head.
Put rocks on her head, but like I feel like if it was me, I would just push it off and swim back up.
Wasn't it? I think it was like no. I think it was like tied to her head though, wasn't it?
I thought she was just.
She might have gone inverted.
I think she just put it on top of her head.
Yeah, like she was just holding it. Like she's a very strong little girl. I don't think I can do that. Maybe she broke her neck first. But
yeah, well, I also think she knew that she had to die in order for their tribe to survive.
I think that's what they were trying to show. Yeah, I think they were trying to show that
they were going for. I just
she did it very willingly and was doing it purposely. So
I know. I just think drowning.
I like how Branch has no idea what we're talking about. So he's just like here.
I'm
grinning.
so glad he doesn't. Sorry. He's just smiling. There's all kinds of
he's like,
being dropped. That's great.
Talking about happy stories, unicorns, and Pooh Bears. Sorry, go on.
Yeah,
so many Pooh Bears. But yeah, so she dies. She like immediately after the sacrifice, everything is bounty and beautiful and like food and fish. And then
the fish on the lines. That was interesting to see. Like the lines just like they had their whole little fishing thing set up, and the lines just start tugging because like everything just instant.
Yep, and they say that it's not something that they really can explain. It's just something that happens after the sacrifice in New Orleans. And then it goes back to Tandy and the assassin. And Tandy's like trying to distract the assassin. And it's like, if you kill her, you won't get the other files, blah, 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 blah. And then the mom daggers the assassin, not with like a light, but with like a knife. And I thought that was cool. Like mom, like daughter. And then they get into a scuffle. Tandy cuts the assassin and then she dips out. And then that's when Tandy's like, oh shit, I gotta help Mina. Because I think she gets a call from Mina. Probably a voicemail.
Yeah, and she
did get a call in the last episode. Yeah, in the last episode.
No, that call was for the brunch.
No. At the very end, I thought she called.
Oh, was it the very end?
When she's running for the terrors, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah. So she probably gets a voicemail. When I first watched it, I didn't remember the call. So I was wondering how she knew she had to help Mina, but she goes and helps Mina. And then there's Ty's looking for the cloak at the Red Hawk's place. And that's when the dad comes in, and the dad like looking for this. And then that's when he's like, you need to go. Do not message us. Do not postcard us. You need to go and like survive. And like I thought that was really hard to watch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
His dad was hardcore.
Like
he
no
was
hesitation.
Like, do not write, do not call. Yeah.
And like it wasn't even like I'm disappointed in you. You need to get the fuck out of my house. It was like you need to live because you are my son. And
yeah.
Right. You know, he was doing it out of love and
disappointment at all. Yeah, he was like, "You to survive, we will never see you again. Goodbye, son."
Like, if it means you will live, we will never see you again. And I think like both of those parents were just immediate, like, run. I want you to live, even if it means never seeing you again. And I thought that was really hard.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine, like, you've lost one kid that's like dead. You know you're never going to see them again. And now you have this other kid that's out there and they're alive. And you're constantly going to wonder, like, is he okay? Is he safe? What's happening?
Also, the truth has just come to light, and they've just started to maybe become a whole family without all these secrets kind of hidden under the surface, and they don't get to really deal with that.
Again, I don't think they ever doubted Ty.
I know, but Ty didn't know that, and so they're only now being able to begin to start to deal with that factor, and now he's got to go. So
I'll give you that, but
yeah.
Sometimes I have ideas.
Sometimes. I think just losing the child made it really strenuous on the family as a whole. And I think it's just, it doesn't go away for a child one. I mean, you're a parent. How long until you get over one of your kids? Like, I don't think there is a time. So that shit's sad. But yeah.
What are we talking about right now? It's gonna be okay, Branch. You're gonna be fine.
It's sad. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's gonna be rational. Just get the fuck out of here and survive. Anyways, then it goes back to Tandy going to Mina's place.
Well, reading a Sonic comic book over here.
Can we talk about his dad is making the speech, and then the police come in, and his dad is like, okay, I'm going to try to distract them so that you can go. And he turns around and Ty is like gone because he put the cloak on and was out. Like, he didn't give a hug,
totally.
He didn't give a dap. He was just like, done. That was sad, but it also kind of made me chuckle a little bit because he's like, okay, I'm good. Ty? Like, where the fuck?
It was a Batman moment.
Yeah.
That
just need a little smoke bomb.
I really like his dad. His dad really...
I really like the actor who plays his dad.
Yeah.
I like him. I like this cast so much. Sorry, go on.
Well.
You know what's weird about Moe's audio being absolutely horrendous is that when I listen to like Lucas and Moe, his audio is fine. So I think it's just this cast that he decides to bring out the cheap stuff or something.
We're the bastard child of Earth 2 comic cast.
I know.
Maybe the redheaded stepchild. Maybe that's the better. The redheaded bastard stepchild of Earth 2 comics.
I'm gonna use my crappy microphone and ruin their cast. Sorry, go on.
Is he even there, or is it just his picture?
I feel like his audio probably isn't working again, and so he's probably yelling at the top of his lungs, and we can't hear anything that's happening on his end. Okay. It's okay though. We got this covered. Just sit back and listen, Mo. We got you covered.
So that's when it goes to Tandy and Mina. Tandy's at like Mina's place saying, Mina, what the fuck? What's up? And then the terror comes and then she just daggers him. And then she goes and saves Mina from the other one. And that's when they talk and they're like, this is what's happening. This is what happened on the oil rig. You need to get the shit done with the valves and shit. And she's like, oh shit, there's 9 other ones. We need to shut that down and get to Roxxon. And so they dip out to go to Roxxon. And then you go back to Ty, and he's at Mardi Gras. And he's just going through I don't know why he stayed in town or just wasn't public. You would think if you could cloak out, you'd like go to New York for a minute until something died down, or just the church where no one goes.
The church would have been the safe bet, but for some reason he just wanted to be out in the street in a public place where police patrol regularly anyway to make sure that nothing crazy is happening.
Yeah, he basically went to the place in the city where there would be the most police possible.
I thought that was so dumb.
And makes eye contact with
But it
all
is
of them.
Ty. It is Ty. Somehow I don't...
He's not the most street smart.
He's getting there.
He's getting there. But yeah, so he's like running around and like, I don't know when like the police would see you wouldn't like cloak into somewhere else. You know?
But instead he like cloaks. He did. He cloaked like 5 meters away.
It's like I'm just gonna
kept,
go
like,
to the other side of the street, and then I'll just keep cloaking back and forth to the other side of the street. They won't notice.
Can I say? I just remembered something I've been wanting to say since I don't even know, like episode 3 or something. I hate when the only special effect. Well, we're gonna get to another one that was a little off, but the only special effect I really don't like in this show is when he just disappears. When there's no black mist or anything, he just like vanishes. I don't know why, but it feels like so. I wish there was like a little bit of blackness that came around him or something. It just feels really like all they did is like cut the frame. It looks like a 1960s version of somebody disappearing. Do you know what I mean? Like never mind. I hate.
They were saving that money. They were saving that budget for like bigger things that needed to happen. They were like, we can just cut away from him.
Definitely looks like Doctor Who when he cloaks.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like good Doctor Who. It looks like Doctor Who from the 60s.
Yeah, the 60s Doctor Who, like the old Doctor Who.
I thought
like watch these special effects right now. Watch this. I'm gone. Oh, you can't see me.
I reappeared. I hate that. I thought, like, where the fuck did he go? I'm fine with shitty special effects if the story and the characters are good. So, and like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's, I think.
Briana, did you get her name right?
It's not that bad, but it just jars me out of it. And it wouldn't be that hard to just throw some like black mist around real quick.
What did you say, Mo?
Hey, Mo.
Yes.
You're doing like whatever is happening. There's feedback.
That's not me.
Sounds like crickets.
Yes.
Because I'm outside.
Oh, maybe it's actual crickets then. Okay. Never mind. Continue. Sorry.
We have sound effects.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You're welcome. Anyways, I was saying, Briana, did you get her name right?
Whose name?
Bayvita.
Bayvita. Oh, he likes to call Evita Bayvita.
Oh, because that's your bay.
It's his bay. Well, you
I don't get it.
Missed Bay's.
Yeah. Just mute yourself.
Oh, did you get to know?
You were late.
I did get to know. We're on the last episode now. You're very far behind.
Super duper late.
You need to learn how to cloak.
Right. I would need black mist though, so I don't disappoint Patrick.
We have to apparently please Patrick the most.
I'm just saying, it's like, listen, I could do those special effects for them if they'd like. Like, I could do them in like Blender in like maybe 30 seconds, and it would look better. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, maybe you should go apply for a job.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe you should, and then we can get insider information, right?
Yeah,
please.
I'm with it.
Are we still talking about that?
If I got that job, I'm not coming back on Earth 2. Bye, guys. See you suckers.
Wow. The loyalty.
So are we still talking about dumb-tie cloaking across the street and like cloaking to get caught?
Yes, we're talking about that.
We're talking about how Cloak keeps teleporting to where as many cops are as possible, as they want to do.
So dumb. Dumb Cloak.
He's not the smartest, but he's nice.
And isn't it like later he's like, I can't do this because there's so many people around, but there he is. Do it. Never mind.
I mean, no one's paying attention
because he had his cape.
Before. Like, no one's like watching him. When that was happening, everyone was literally watching him.
If I was walking in a parade in the middle of New Orleans and I teleported, some people would see it.
That's because you're like 5,000 feet tall.
Also true.
Okay.
Like if I did it, I don't think anyone would notice.
Yeah, and also he had his cloak on, so he was kind of blending in with everybody else in costume.
True.
And people are drunk, so they're really not paying attention.
Yeah. Unless
all right. Never mind. The drunk explanation makes a lot of sense. All right, go on. Carry on.
Okay. Well, O'Reilly like pulls up and is like, "Get in," and then the cops surround them, and like she's like, "Come on, just fucking do your thing." And he's like, "Too many people," so they get arrested.
Oh yeah, see, right then and there. Oh, there's too many people. Oh, but I was teleporting like crazy around.
I mean, some people had a camera phone out at this point. So Patrick, did you watch the episode?
He didn't watch.
I totally watched it. That was weak sauce. He could have gotten
O'Reilly
out of there.
Because literally,
and people listen.
I saw somebody
people would have been like, "Oh, I must have seen something weird or something." Oh, it's cool.
But not
Mardi
when you
Gras
have
special effects. Woo, that was really cool. Smoke bombs. Oh, right, they don't use the black smoke when he disappears like that.
He had performance anxiety.
I think he really
cloaking
does have
dysfunction.
No, seriously, he does have performance anxiety when it comes to cloaking.
I mean, he definitely doesn't have control of it if he still needs the cloak.
Right.
Like, he talks about that. He, like, doesn't have control over it. So there's that, too.
Get to the point where, he actually needs a cloak.
I don't know. I really like the cloak, though. I mean, not that cloak, but anyways, they get arrested. And then the next flashback is the brothers over a woman, and they duel. But one of the brothers doesn't load the bullet, so he was like, dead. Storm is over.
We're talking about the old school Cloak and Daggers where I think they're stupid because now we know that all Cloak and Dagger have to do is work together. Yeah, the old school Cloak and Daggers were dumb, but keep it going.
No, it's not the same. They didn't have powers. They were just weird.
They were just people who were coupled together.
We'll get to this, but I do think I don't understand the resolution completely. I'm sure Bree is going to explain it to me, though, so I'll wait till we get there.
I think Patrick is trying to say Moe's right, but...
No.
I think I am. I think what I'm trying to say is it seems like they copped out of having to kill somebody based on everything they had built up so far story-wise. Go on.
Oh my gosh, you guys suck. Anyways, that's when Auntie and Evita are talking, and like they're like talking about what's happening and how like the crisis is coming, and like Evita's like, what are they supposed to do? And like they're telling that they don't know what's gonna happen, but Evita needs to tell them the fuck's happening. And then it goes back to Mina and Tandy, and they're on their way to Roxxon, and they're talking in the truck. And I think this is where you see like a little of the effect that Tandy had on Mina, because Tandy's not as hopeful. I mean, she might just be in shock about the terrors, but like she seems way more down and not like ready to do shit.
It doesn't matter. She's, toast in just a few minutes anyways.
No, she's not. Okay, well, they go to Roxxon, and they find Peter Scarsborough, well, they don't find him, but he's destroying evidence, and they meet up in the elevator, and he's like, hey, remember me? Your assassin didn't do their job. And they're telling me, like, what the fuck was so important? You had me put these valves, and now everything's going to shit. Why the fuck did you do this just for some more power? And he's like, with power comes more power. Need to keep up with the Joneses and the Rands and the Starks, and he's just an ass, basically. Yeah. So Mina punches him. It's great.
That was awesome.
That was really great. And so they talk about, like, we need to shut down the core and the valves, and, like, he's saying, oh, nothing's responding. So they went to Roxxon for nothing. They have to go to the core, just like on the rig. And that's when Tandy goes into his mind and takes him into his hopes and is like, I want to be a god. And she takes him to the door.
No, she said, so you want to be a god? She puts him in a coma. He was like, no, I want to be God. Yeah. Like, not a god. I want to be God. Like, that's his biggest hope.
Yeah. So and then she like shows him the door, and he goes, he probably, I mean, we don't see it, but he probably goes in, and you can hear the alarms blaring. So he basically goes back to where Ivan was stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So she throws him.
My assumption is. So how is that working? Because he's not there when that's happening. So carry people's stuff over from like. Can she like take my hopes and put them into your head and like it seems like she's starting to be able to carry stuff over. I'm just asking because obviously their powers are growing and developing. They're starting to show some new stuff, which we'll get to in a little bit with Cloak as well. But is that like a thing that she's now able to do? Is kind of like bridge things over between people?
I don't know about that. Oh wait, what do you want to say?
Oh, just when we were talking about the last episode, we were talking about it's probably on a different plane or it's probably a different dimension. So all of that stuff is probably, I would think, relatively close anyway. So
yeah, I mean, like his first hope that we see still had to do with the oil rig, though.
Yeah, so I think regardless, I think his main hope, I think where he's stuck is he feels whatever they're digging up is going to give him power. So if you go back to the big rig, the main rig, he gets to suck it all up. He gets to be the god. He gets to. I think his mind is telling him that whatever blew the rig up is what, that's where power is, because he and I have to, as much as Patrick has been ragging on this episode, I do have to give this episode like the props for, keeping up with the Rands and the Starks. Like, this officially makes the MCU TV a thing. It makes the whole.
I didn't know I was ragging on the episode.
You were.
Sorry, I don't mean to rag on. I don't mean to rag on the episode.
Yes, you do. You're our resident episode ragger owner, but it's cool. I said a lot of things. Sorry.
You did.
Yeah, but it's your go.
Just wait till season 2. Season 2, they'll have more budget.
I think that's how it works, because it's like, oh, will people watch? And they got people to watch. They got people's attention. Because I believe after Runaways, it's like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, I also forgot, when she's scamming the rich dude, Stan Lee makes an appearance.
Oh, he does?
That's right.
As the painting.
Oh yeah, painting. So yeah, the MCU TV is officially connected thanks to Cloak and Dagger and not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Thank you very much.
And in that same elevator scene, he also says it's the core place that they have to go to is Annex Building 616, which is
616 Universe. Oh my gosh! Call back to
Thank you.
That's when they first appear. Is that when they first appear, or is that where they are? I don't know, but it's something. Sorry.
It does have to do with like Marvel Comics universe stuff, so I thought that'd be interesting to point out.
Yeah. Than everybody else. Well, me.
Okay. Where was I though? Where were we? The elevator crap. Oh, so then we go. Hey, look, you have light. Wow, cool. That's when we go back to O'Reilly and Ty, who are stuck in the police station in like the closet, so that they can not officially book them.
Yeah, they put them in like a storage cage.
Yeah, so that they could like lie about what's happening there. And what's it called? Sorry, I got distracted. What were you doing, Mo?
Yeah, why is the camera all in your face, dude? There's
Stop
no
picking
need
your
for that
nose on
much
screen, man.
zooming in.
Yeah, I was.
Turn off your camera when you're picking your nose.
I was picking my nose, so I had to like get you out of there. But yeah, the closet.
Yeah, so they're in like the storage thing, and they're talking to the cop, and they're trying to like get out. And O'Reilly's like, "Can't you cloak out of here? Get us out or something?" He's like, "I really can't. I'm trying, but I can't." And then they try to egg on the cop because he's like, "I mean, I can do it if someone's shooting at me because of survival stuff." And so they talk to the cop, and they're like egging him on. And then he's like, "You're not from here, O'Reilly. You don't know what's happening. You don't know about this police station." And then Ty's like, "I'm from here. I grew up here. And you're supposed to protect me, but you're not. You're about to kill me. You have like the power. You have our lives in your hand, and you can be just, and you can protect us." And like he kind of does it, but then another cop comes in and kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
And he just
snaps him back to his senses.
Yeah. And then that's when like Connors comes in, and he's like, "So this is what's going down." I hate Connor's face. Every time he comes on screen, I hate it so much.
Me too.
He's literally just the worst person.
He's a good villain.
He is. Every time I see his face, I just want to punch it in. Anyways,
him
that's
and that girl from Lost in Space. I hate those two people. Sorry, go on. I hate that
now
girl.
I need to watch that. Anyways, Connors is like, "We're going to let you loose, and you're going to kill her, and then we're going to kill you." Well, that's what they say is going to happen, basically. And so they are about to transport them. O'Reilly like breaks her thumb to get out of the handcuffs.
Very dumb, by the way, because she didn't even need to.
I mean, she kind of needed to. She got out first. No, she didn't really need to. But that's when the terrorists started attacking the police station. And that was scary and started infecting everyone. And then Ty was like, "Don't fucking touch them." What you got?
I'm sorry. So on the rig, Did they show how the terrors got infect people like just by touching, or did they never showed that to us? Right?
They did show. They showed it very subtly. Like they don't actually show it happening. They kind of just they show it happening. They don't actually say it's happening though.
Okay, so this is the first time we're actually seeing how they infect everyone else.
Yeah, like I think this is the first time where we actually like see it and know what's happening. I think on the rig it was kind of just really hectic.
Well, plus
it was
when we saw it on the
too.
rig,
They were contained onto the rig.
We saw what was happening in Ivan's mind as opposed
That's
to.
true. So maybe I'm imagining that.
Yeah. Well, no, because I think he does see somebody get hit with something, like hit with that light, and then like they get up and the other person's like, "Are you all right?" And then he goes psycho. But when you're just watching it and you're watching something that's being looped over and over and over again in someone's subconscious, like you don't think that might be the real thing that's going to happen if it happens like outside of his mind.
So one thing that's interesting, first of all, that's some potent zombie stuff when all you have to do is touch somebody. Second of all, what's interesting is that how that parallels with their own powers, right? Because they have to touch people to use their powers, and they're kind of drawing their power from the same mojo as the rig. So it kind of makes sense, like scientifically in the world, that like the terrors would also spread through touch.
Wow.
Like it could even be doing something to that. You're talking about that alternate universe thing, and like whatever it is that's going on in their head. We haven't seen, obviously for good reason, them like go into the head of a terror, but it could be that there's something going on with that whole mental world that we see Cloak and Dagger going into in the terror's heads.
The entire episode, I thought Tandy was gonna like fix them because Ty calls them fear itself, and I would think fear and hope could cancel out, and I thought Tandy was gonna do something, but then it was like
nope, she's gonna stab everybody.
Yeah, but you have to have a lot of faith in your power to go and touch one of those things, knowing if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, so I guess I get that they didn't do that, but I thought it was gonna be something similar to that. But yeah, so like the police station's under attack. I don't know what happened to Connors because Connors was right there, but like Connors is a little bitch, and so he just dipped out, I guess. Anyways, and so
plot armor.
What?
Nothing. Plot armor. He's immune to the terrors because he's important to the bigger story.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I guess I knew that, but I didn't know that.
I thought he just ran and hid to be safe.
He doesn't seem very courageous. So yeah, they're fighting. They're all fighting, and they go and he finds his cloak so he can get the fuck out. Mina and Tandy, in the meantime, are on their way to the building, but then terrorists surround them. Well, don't surround them, but like they come at them, and the assassin shows up. It's like, I'm about to shoot you, and then she gets attacked by the terrors, and they go into the building trying to lock everything, and then Mina gets infected, and you just hear her footsteps running after Tandy, while Tandy's like, oh shit. And then that goes back to Ty in the police station, and they are helping the police officer, and he cloaks in and tries to lure them to the office, and that's when he cuts his arm and gets marked.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sad. And
I was a little bummed that that's like basically the end for Mina. Like I thought there would be more to that character, but whatever, it's fine. I just thought there would be more for her.
She's not dead.
Okay. Oh, I thought she. All right, go on. Does she show up at the end?
Bless your heart.
Oh, I guess all the terrors are cured, huh? All right, sorry. Go on. Sorry. I thought she was done.
No,
I thought
she didn't even get shot. Like she gets tasered. Anyway, we're not there yet.
I love this podcast so much, but keep going.
Okay, so he gets all the terrors into the office, and then he cloaks out, but he does get cut on his arm, where you get marked in the divine pairing,
like the first kids.
Yeah, and like all of them have a mark on their arm actually, and so we're like, oh shit.
Did we talk about the plague and that divine pairing? I don't remember. Maybe we did, and I was just.
We didn't.
Let me check. Not yet.
Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Okay.
Elevator. I mean, I guess we can. Just go to it. Anyways, we didn't get to the first part anyway. The one that was next is the War of 1812, where a soldier is running to go to the Battle of New Orleans, and he's like, "Oh, the war is over," but he dies on the way, and a refugee girl, like, is there when he dies. He's like, "I need this message. Oh, not the message." And then the refugee girl goes and like, "The war is over," and that's the one that's the next one anyway. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next pairing.
The next pairing. But yeah, so that's when Mina gets infected and Ty's helping at the police station, and they get him all in the police station. Him gets marked. Cloak gets fucked up. He cloaks to where Tandy is, so Tandy doesn't have to dagger Mina, and Ty tases Mina. So Mina's still alive. She's just a tased terror. Yeah. She's gonna wake up in pain, possibly. And then that's when it goes to the Spanish influenza with Jack and Bobo. And Jack is the doctor guy who draws his blood and gives it to Bobo. So that
was impactful. I like that one. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just thought
But he gives too much.
Impactful.
Yeah, he gives too much. He dies. Yeah. His sacrifice. And then like the entire little clinic is alive.
I think that, yeah, everybody like just gets up and they're like, we're fine.
We're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I just can't understand. I just feel like if they were to, you know what, keep going. I'm sorry.
Right now. If they were to what?
If they work together.
Hang on. We'll get there. Wait till we get to the end.
Here, let me hold it so I know I don't go backwards.
Gosh, Moe, you're always skipping ahead. You're always bringing up stuff we haven't gotten to yet. I can't believe you're always taking us out of order. Come on, Moe. Keep the program.
Okay. Well, that's when they go to the church, and they're both kind of like, well, shit, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Mina's the one who knows how to do shit. What are we going to do? And Cloak's like, my fucking cloak is dead. I can't do shit anymore. And that's when...
Cloak anywhere.
Yeah, which I don't think. I think he can do it on his own eventually. But that's when Bayvita shows up. That's when Evita shows up. And she's like, you guys got this. You need to fix this shit. You guys are the divine pairing. I know I haven't been telling you guys, but I know about all this crap. And one of you guys are going to die. And Tandy's like, what the fuck do you mean we're going to die? One of us is going to die. It's like, it's just how it's going to be. I'm sorry. Can't tell you more than that because I don't know more than that. And then...
Dims the brakes. Yeah.
Sucks for you guys. And Ty and Evita have their little moment.
What Evita doesn't know is that they have plot armor. Sorry, go on. They can't die because we need a season 2.
You know what? If I said it, Patrick could be like, why are you skipping ahead?
I know. You know what? You did say it. And he was like, what the fuck? Oh, look. He left. No, he's back.
It's double standard. Get used to it.
But yeah, so Ty and Evita have their little moment, and it's really sweet. And he's like, I don't want anything to happen to you. You need to go back home so you're safe. And they have a kiss, and then Evita touches his arm and feels the mark, and she's like, oh no. And she dips out because she's not gonna.
Because she was hoping Tandy was gonna die.
I mean,
well, yeah.
Sounds like you want Tandy to die. You don't like Tandy much.
Yeah, I didn't root for people who do that to people.
I'm not saying who, but somebody thinks they can get together.
Tandy and Evita?
Tandy and Cloak
no.
get together.
Why are you so? What? Your voice is super low, Mo.
Oh, at first it was too loud. Now it's too low.
Well, you were outside and you were yelling.
What I'm saying now is somebody thinks Cloak and Dagger. You know what? Keep it going, Briana. We don't need to address that.
No, what was that? Somebody
what do they think? What? They think Tandy and Evita get together?
No. I'm not saying who thinks it, but somebody definitely thinks Cloak and Dagger will get together.
It says it in the Hulu description. It's not something I want to happen. It's just there. It literally says they fall in love. Doesn't say when, and I hope it's not soon, but it's there. It's not me. It's the story, okay?
It's in writing.
That means Evita's good.
Hulu needs to fix their shit then, okay? Because that's what it says.
Evita's gonna die.
I was really worried Evita was gonna die in this episode, but she is safe.
She is gonna die. You ever seen the first episode of season 2, House of Cards or whatever?
No. You told me not to.
That's the right thing to do. But sorry, she's gonna die.
No, shish. Evita's gonna live forever. She's gonna be the next auntie. She's gonna be forever. She's gonna be fine. Okay, but anyways.
No, I was on board with that till I found out they had to fall in love. Now that I know they have to fall in love, Evita can't be around for that.
Sure, she can. She's just
maybe they will love each other platonically. Okay, I can love my friends. I can love.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. All right. Good luck. She's gonna die. She's gonna die.
Or she just gets tired of playing second fiddle to his divine pairing partner. Like every time we're trying to have a moment, you disappear to go rescue.
That's what. All right.
That chick.
That's what I'm saying. So. That's what I'm saying.
No,
she is gonna get tired of that crap.
Girls,
and then she's gonna.
Evita is secure in herself. Her hopes got nothing to do with Ty. She's gonna be a doctor. She's already gonna be busy. Okay.
I agree with that. I agree that she can do all of that, but then she becomes an ancillary character. And you know what an ancillary character? What happens to ancillary characters in these shows?
Red shirts. She's gonna get red shirted on.
She's basically taking the yellow shirt off, putting the red shirt on, and then it's over.
leave Evita alone, okay? She's gonna be the next auntie, and she's gonna be around forever. Okay, you leave her alone. Anyways. I just
hope that Hulu writer didn't know what they were talking about for Evita's sake. Sorry, go on.
Oh my gosh. I just wanted to say that I really like that Evita wasn't like, oh my gosh, Ty, you're going to die. Don't do it. I like that she just dipped out. I thought that was
knew it had to happen for everybody to survive.
I like that too.
Like,
for anything, the
she's like really cool. Anyways, that's when Ty gets like really down. It's like, I can't cloak. I'm useless. I can't do shit. And Tandy hypes him up and is like, you are Ty freaking Johnson, baller lady killer, master of space and maybe time. And I just thought that was sweet, her hyping him up. And then that's when she gets Billy's cloak, Billy's jacket, Billy's hoodie. Yeah. And gives it to Ty and is like, I really needed it, but now you need it. And I just need you. And I thought that was a really sweet moment and about how like she just needed the cloak when she needed it. And yeah, so now he has his cloak and it's like the hoodie of Billy so he can do his shit. And so that's when they get to the whole going to Roxxon and then you do their shit, shut off the valves like they did on the oil rig. And on their way there, Tandy... My bad. No, they get surrounded by the terrors, and Bill O'Reilly shoots them to help them, the mercy bullets, and she goes off once they're safe, and Connors comes out and shoots O'Reilly dead where a valve blows. So O'Reilly's dead, but it's not the end for her either. Okay, she's dead. I just thought that was sad. And then it goes to Auntie's prayer, which I don't know what it says, but it's in Creole? Creole? I don't know how to say it.
Creole.
Okay. Well, yeah, they do a little prayer, and Connors comes back in to try and attack Tandy and Cloak. And he tries to shoot Tandy. Ty cloaks to get him, and Tandy cuts his fucking shotgun in half. And then Ty takes him to the roof and was like, I'm not fucking afraid of you anymore. You ain't got shit on me. And he looks like he's about to throw him off, but because Ty is like raised well, he like doesn't do it because he probably can't do it in his little heart, and he just walks away. And then Connors tries to shoot him again, but instead he gets fucking consumed by Cloak.
Finally. I loved it. That made me very excited.
It was so great. It was so great.
Get what you deserved, Connor. Unlike stupid Lost in Space lady, get what you deserve.
Just gonna keep working that show in there, huh?
I'm just gonna keep putting. At this point,
I hate that lady. I hate that name. Parker Posey.
Elizabeth Banks. Oh, Parker Posey.
So we might as
She's
well.
a great actress, but she's too good of an actress in that movie or show. Anyways, I'm glad Connor is gone. I'm glad, dude. All right, so one of my favorite comic book characters is like not like favorite, but like my favorite lower end comic book characters is Ragman, and that's Cloak kind of is like Ragman when he has that power. So I love it. I love it. It's so cool. This is Earth 2 Comic Cast. We can nerd out about comic books, right?
No,
Ragman's
not at all.
super cool. Get out of here.
Season 5, I believe. Ragman was in season 5.
Are you talking about Arrow?
Yeah.
He was. Yeah.
Oh, he shows up in Arrow? What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was kind of
I remember liking him, but I don't know him in the comics, so I don't know how.
He does the same thing as Cloak. But he gains their strength and stuff, which Cloak doesn't. Cloak could use that, honestly. But anyways.
Anyways, what?
He sucks bad guys up.
It was great. I was like stuck on that high. That's why I messaged the group and why I needed someone to watch.
You were like, oh my God. I was like,
Woo!
I needed literally
Cloak did
anyone
it.
to talk to about that. Like I was messaging everyone I knew who watched, like if they were watching, because I was. Oh, it was so great.
It was awesome.
His face when he's getting sucked in is just pure terror, and I loved it.
And good special effects. See what special effects can do. Special effects do matter.
That's what they were saving it for, Patrick. They were like, we know we have to do this full envelopment at the end of this episode, so we're gonna save that smoke
By the way,
for that.
I just learned that this show had $42 million for its budget, which is the same as all the Netflix shows, which is interesting because that's the same budget that it's the same budget as all the Netflix show, but this show was on regular TV. It was actually one of the highest costing regular TV shows, you know. Still not like Game of Thrones and Star Trek Discovery are like $10 million an episode, but still $42 million, pretty pricey show. So they could have probably paid for a little bit of black special effects, is all I'm saying. Go.
No. Netflix shows don't have that many effects, if we're being real. I mean, Jessica Jones, all she does is jump.
But the budget, I'm saying the budget of Cloak and Dagger is the same as the Netflix shows. But the difference is the Netflix shows are on Netflix, and this show is actually on television. Go on.
I don't know about money crap, so I don't know what the fuck to say to that. Anyways, so Connors, I just want to say it one more time, gets fucking consumed into the dark dimension. I just want to say it one more time. And anyways.
Bye, Connors.
Peace the fuck. I hope he comes back and he's just this shriveled up little man who's just like, I hope he's still alive in there. Anyway, he goes back to Tandy and Tandy's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I just, like I said, if I had a dagger of light, I would kill him, but I don't. And so instead he consumes him. One more time. Okay. And so he's like, okay, I can teleport. It's me. One of us has to die, and it's gonna be me. It was nice knowing you, Tandy. I gotta do it. I'm the fastest one. I can get there. And so he goes there.
And Tandy was like, yep.
Yeah, no, Tandy was pissed the fuck up. Pissed the fuck out. Pissed off. Pissed off. Pissed the fuck off. There you go. And
she's like, I want to be the one that died.
I ain't got shit to do. I'm an awful person. I can sacrifice myself too. Anyway, like she comes in, like daggers the fucking door. I'm still really impressed by how good those daggers are.
Right.
What, Mo?
She get that quick.
She just cut through. I don't know. Just kept cutting.
They're like lightsabers. They're totally like lightsabers. They're awesome. I like her light daggers. They should be like that.
I think they should be like that. How did she get to the rig that quick? Mo.
She could have cut Thanos with those things, and I like it.
Just sucked Thanos into the dark dimension. So cool. Anyway.
It'd been funny if, as all this is going on, they both just dusted, and that was the end. Sorry, go on.
I would be okay with that if Connors just dusted out. And they were just like, well, we don't really know what to do with him. Just a bunch of dust. So they go on with their lives and help the people around. Anyways, that's when Tandy shows up again and cuts through and is like, fuck you. I mean, well, okay, they say screw you. But let's be real. They say, fuck you, Ty. I'm literally right here with you. You could have taken me with you. We're going down this together.
We're partners.
Yeah, we're partners. let's show these assholes a divine pairing and shit. But anyways, they do the valve thing, but it doesn't work. Like they do, but like it doesn't work. And like they say the energy around them is stinging. And they're like, yeah, it's kind of like the sting when we touched. And Ty's like, no, it's exactly like that. Oh, when they're fighting, Tandy gets hit or like trips and gets her own very cute mark. They're both marked the fuck up. And that's when, what, Mo?
I don't know. Keep going. It's fine.
Are you okay?
Okay.
But yeah, so she gets marked the fuck up. They're both marked the fuck up. And why? What is that? Why do you do that? Okay,
Why is
what was I saying?
She-Ra?
Basically, that's what Patrick thinks has happened. Like, basically, She-Ra'd it out. She puts the dagger up.
They did kind of for the honor of Grey Skull it. Like, I did think that.
All of that. That was the vibe.
They did. But anyways, they were like, it's the same exact sting of when they touch hands. Because that's where they get their powers from this power that they are oiling or rigging the fuck out of the ground. And so they touch hands, and then a reaction happens that I don't really understand. So, but it's like chemistry crap. The reaction happens, and that's when they do the... And, yeah. And they do like a little cute little special effects energy blast.
Horrible special effects, and also like She-Ra. But it was alright.
So again, power in the sky. Like
that was like some Smallville special effects. Sorry, go on.
Every superhero show movie always has some power in the sky, and Cloak and Dagger had to fall prey to that. That was crazy. But go ahead.
I liked it. I thought it was just fine. I was thinking that like their little special effect of what they did canceled it out. But also, like, even like the past divine pairings didn't make the most sense. It was mostly just the sacrifice of doing that, like, did it, but theirs were a little more. But also, the past divine pairings, Mo, they didn't have powers. Okay?
They were just regular people.
They
They had powers.
They did not have powers.
I'm pretty sure if they knew they had powers, it'd be different.
Powers. They knew they were like divine and like the pairing, and just like Evita doesn't technically have powers, but she still has psychic shit from New Orleans. She's just, they didn't have powers, and they got part of that mojo when they were younger, and so they were connected. Let's be real, they should have died in the water. He should have drowned, she should have drowned, but they got connected.
For sure.
Okay, so they worked together. Their mojos were already, they both got marked.
So are you saying that, you're saying that all those other people where one person died, if they had just done it right, nobody would have died?
No, I'm saying they didn't have the privilege of having powers like Cloak and Dagger.
And they didn't have that, everything else that was happening.
Yeah, they didn't have the event,
I don't understand
like
that.
The oil rig explosion.
Right, but every tragedy is different. This particular tragedy is related to like supernatural powers, but those other tragedies weren't related to any kind of supernatural powers. I guess I don't follow that. Like, basically, you're saying they just use their powers to break the system?
I don't know. I mean, I also saw some people think that maybe this wasn't the crisis that they were meant for.
Oh, okay. I could get behind that.
That.
That would be better.
Say that one more time, please.
Yeah, you sound really far away, Mo.
He does. But yeah, they're both marked.
If one of them, one of them heals, like if one of them's mark heals and the other doesn't, that'd be really interesting.
How about now?
Better.
That's way better. I still think because of like the event that happened when they were younger and like the relation to the power rig or the oil rig or whatever, mix them up. And so it was like a break in the cycle.
Okay. I just don't understand the break. It doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe, like, if they had both had... I guess I'm trying to think back to the other times the cycle broke. How would those of people have broken the cycle?
I mean, the Great Famine could have just waited. I mean, nature would come back.
They could have made it up. I mean, essentially, though, on the flip side of that, they probably both could have died. Like, they probably both could have sacrificed themselves, and it would have been the same effect.
Yeah.
But
and what's it called? The brothers could have just, been like, duels are stupid. I just don't want to see you ever again.
Or like, hey,
so
neither one of us is going to get with this chick, and then like it would have been over.
First of all, why are you dueling your brother for a woman? Like, nah, there's way too many women. You know what? That's besides the point. But yes,
back then
it was a different time, Mo.
It was a different time.
There wasn't
So
Instagram.
hold on.
Tinder.
So Cloak and Dagger, She-Ra, the whole thing out, Grayskull and everything. Were they touching on the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They touch.
So
They were
now
holding
they can
hands.
Yeah.
touch.
They full on grasp hands.
They were
and touch.
holding hands and everything.
It's like, you know how at the end of Ghostbusters they crossed the streams? That's exactly what happened here. They did the thing that they weren't supposed to do, and then that actually ended up saving it, which kind of makes sense because their power comes from this crazy stuff under New Orleans. The crazy stuff that's under New Orleans is what was creating the like toxin or whatever it was. And so when they bring themselves together, they're able to like pull it into themselves. I'm kind of wondering, the way they set that up, it almost seemed like they were supercharging themselves on some level, so they might have even more power next season, I think.
Oh, he's going to be even cloakier next season? Maybe more black smoke?
I don't know. I have no idea. It seemed like they like supercharged themselves in that moment. Either that or they're going to be doing that all the time to like defeat things. Like episode 1, they're going to face whatever her name is, and then they're just going to like touch and defeat her, and that'll be the end of the episode.
Oh, yeah. Whatever her name is, Patrick. I mean, Briana, you want to get to that?
Okay. So anyways, they do their She-Ra thing. They hold their hands. The chemical reaction, everything, sacrifice, cancels out. Everyone's okay. Mina is a human, and she's fine, and she's living her life, and she's visiting her dad. She's okay. She should be
totally
okay.
forgot that the zombies like revert. I forgot the zombies revert. That's kind of lame. That's too easy out. Either. Sorry, go on.
Yes. Did anybody else the scene like after like they're holding hands and then the explosion happens and then they're just like laid out on the deck or whatever and they're still kind of holding hands? Huh?
Superdome, New Orleans.
The Superdome. Yeah. Did anybody else get the feeling of like so this is going to get adult for a second. You're dating someone, you haven't done it yet, and then like there's that big build up and it finally happens and you're both just there like,
yep.
That's exactly what they look like to me, just sitting there holding hands like they both just blew their load and
Evita's gonna die.
No. Evita's fine. She's gonna be fine. Okay,
get to what's her name.
Okay, fine. Okay. Anyways, everything's fine. Everyone's reverted. But Ty still can't go back home because he's still the suspect for Fuchs' murder. And so their parents, the parents are there and like they're sad, but they can't do shit. They want their son to live. They're probably not telling the cops jack shit. But his mom hears someone in his bedroom. He goes up. Bedroom's empty. Ty's living in the church now. Tandy moves back home. And now they're reversed.
I like that flip. Oh, yeah, I like that flip.
Someone pointed out that maybe what happened was the death was their previous lives. Like after this, it's kind of like they pointed that out.
Ty has to be dead to his family,
which is what happened. So yeah, and like they're hanging out. Tandy brings a care package because she knows what it's like living in the church. You interrupt me.
I think one of them didn't die because they weren't going to make a show called Cloak or a show called Dagger.
You have to let it go, Patrick. You have
go on, Bree.
Anyway,
I've got 3 shrimp and cheese papooses that are just waiting for us to wrap this up. So,
anyways, so their life is switched. They still got shit to do. I'm sure he's probably gonna do stuff. He's probably still dating Evita. Evita knows where the church is. And then
I don't think Evita knows he's alive. I think Evita thinks he's dead and he's leaving her that way.
Why?
Divine pairing. He was scarred.
Yeah.
So he has.
I think. I mean, I'm just saying. I think
she. A bro. Tandy was literally like, "You need to lock that shit down." She's not gonna be like,
right. If we survive, you need to lock that shit down and make it official.
After blowing your load and holding hands, ain't no locking nothing. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bree.
She's gonna lock it down. She's gonna lock it down. Anyways, we see a lovely little bee flying onto a flower, and it's a really nice little swamp scene. And then, bam, mayhem goes, and O'Reilly. And you see her face, and I think she got shot in the eye or in the face area, and her eyes are yellow, and she's like crickets or whatever, and she like, and that's how it ends.
So I think this is like Patrick was trying to say. I was waiting for you to get to this. I think Patrick was trying to say maybe next season we're gonna get to see. We're gonna get to see her Cloak and Dagger, like we, how we never got to see Cloak and Dagger like fix a terror. I think we might, because she's kind of terror-y-ish, maybe because
she did get hit with all that energy as she was dying.
We might get to see Cloak and Dagger fix her, but she'll still have like residual effects.
I could see that. I mean, there's no way she's not on vengeance rampage. Right now.
He's pretty much dead. So.
Oh, look, Patrick's trying to look it up. I sent you a picture. You could just go on Messenger.
I know who Mayhem is. I was just trying to give our viewers like something interesting for a moment. Oh, spoiler! Sorry.
That's great.
What?
Okay.
Did you see a spoiler?
Mayhem. She kind of looks. Spoiler. Anyways, I don't know. I'm really excited about her as a villain, actually. First of all, I really liked her as an actress. So I'm excited to see her be a villain. I thought it was interesting reading back about the comic book creation of Mayhem, how like Mayhem comes to be in the comic books, and then comparing that to now. Because Mayhem in the comics is like a mix of both of their powers combined. And the way that Mayhem gets her power in this is from the same source, if you will, of their powers. So I think, I don't know, it's pretty cool that they're keeping relatively to the source.
It's kind of comics accurate with that.
Yeah, so I like that. That's pretty exciting. And I think she'll be a really good villain. I'll be curious to see.
I think I read that she dies by like corrupt people or something, and she does die by a corrupt cop. And she tries to weed out the corruption in the comics, and then when she dies, she swears vengeance. So when she comes back, she's all vengeance-y.
Yep. So I'm pretty excited. I think that'll be really cool.
I do kind of want to see. I'm interested in seeing how maybe Cloak sees her first and is like, "Yo, what's going on?" Probably tries to talk to her, and she like daggers him or something because she has dagger powers.
I'm curious how terror-ish they're gonna go with her. Like, is she gonna be full-on monster, or is she going to be relatively normal with powers? Or there's a lot of ways they can go with her.
I think she's going to be more mentally fucked up.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be on a vengeance warpath, and I think Cloak will be fine because he didn't do shit to her. I think she's probably going to be looking for Connors and all those cops that like let her get her ass kicked.
Ooh, she's going to
what if she has some sixth sense for Connors, and then Connors is in Cloak, and so that makes her hunt down Cloak?
I mean, then he can just send her to Connors.
I mean, at some point, his Cloak. Well, no, but she had she's resistant to their powers. That's why she's so powerful in the comics. Is like they can't really affect her because she's got their powers. In fact, can't she like do stuff to their powers or something like that? Anyways.
I don't actually know much about her powers in the comics, just about like her backstory.
Yeah. And you're like pretty excited for her to come in. Ooh, another thing I have for season 2, are we gonna get like, I know it's probably like a long shot, but like, are we gonna get a crossover maybe towards the end of season 2, a tease of a crossover?
Of who though?
Of who? Yeah.
Of who else?
Misty Knight and
no, the kids from Los Angeles.
No, they're not in the same. We don't need that crossover. Unless Evita goes out to California and shapes those kids up. I would be okay with that being the way she leaves this plot for another plot.
So
they need her.
Have we canceled out like the whole like, oh, maybe what they were digging is what they were digging for, or Roxanne was trying to dig for? Have we canceled that out?
I haven't.
Okay.
I have not. I do not.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe
Was
a
it
little bit.
dragon bones?
Get out,
You're
Patrick.
just gonna keep throwing that theory in there, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about what.
That's not theories from Defenders.
No,
I'm saying you're gonna keep throwing the
uh,
theory in there that the dragon bones are the same power.
No, but I'm talking
Dragon bones.
I'm talking about what Nip Tuck Doctor was trying to.
I hate Defenders.
Okay,
Yeah,
Nip
but they
Tuck
were digging
Doctor,
for that
though.
power underground.
I think the only reason I would maybe cancel it out is because from what I understood, Molly is not a mutant in the Runaways. She gets her powers from being in the place where her parents died, which is like where the spot is. And that's how I understood she got her powers. And since that's not really Cloak Daggerish, I could maybe cancel it out.
Okay, so whatever Nip Tuck Doctor was trying to dig from the ground is not the same as Cloak and Dagger. Sorry, I forget his name. I just
call him Glowy Crotch.
Yeah, I'm just going.
I don't know if they're gonna do any crossovers, but if I can't even think of who they would do as a crossover. Maybe, like you said, Misty Knight. But what's the pair that Misty Knight is part of? Misty Knight.
Colleen.
Oh man. But what's the name of that? Is it Heroes for Hire?
Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was Iron Fist and
no, it's Iron Fist's girlfriend and Misty Knight.
So you haven't seen season 2 of Luke Cage? Yeah, they changed.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, they
I
did.
still haven't, but I heard that's where they got that from. So.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate because I really like Misty Knight.
I started watching and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. Anyways, Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger.
That was. Considering where I was when this show started and where I am now, that was a surprisingly good show. It was really, really good. And I know that I'm apparently getting a reputation for being the guy who rags on it all the time. But maybe it's because every time I'm silent, it's a lot of really good stuff. I actually really, really like it. I do hope they get just a little more budget for some special effects next year, and that's about it. I actually really like it. I like the actors. Even Ty is kind of growing on me. I don't know. The episode 9, I was kind of being punky again, but it worked out.
Because he cries too damn much. He sounds like he's like, I'm gonna cry. I'm tired. I'm mad at everybody, and I'm gonna cry.
I don't remember him crying like once.
Yeah, he doesn't cry. I don't know what you're talking about. You're confused with the Runaways kid. You're confusing him with Alex.
Yeah, I just hate his Snagglepuss voice.
It sounds cryy. I'm sorry, like super cryy.
He does need to step up a little bit. It's a little frustrating to see him not. He'll get there though. That's character development, right? He'll get there.
I just really think he needs to step up. Like when he was talking to the cop, I'm like, okay, this is him stepping up. And then the same episode, he regresses back into, oh, I can't cloak. I need cloak. Like, no, bro.
They are doing a lot of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back with the show, which is more realistic.
But isn't that the making of a hero? Isn't that what episode 9 spent the whole time talking about? Is how they
no, that's what I'm saying.
And they regress.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
At me,
it's more realistic.
Oh, wait, did you see that?
I did. Yes, I did.
You eye roller. All right, well, I gotta go, but this was excellent. Bree, you are the best at doing overviews. You are a magician.
When is the next show? She has to watch Star Trek now because she's gonna be doing the she's gonna be doing the disco ones.
Good luck, Bree.
So I guess
next,
I guess we're done with Cloak and Dagger Earth 2. I guess our next thing is gonna be disco when that comes back, and then
we have Discovery. We have when is the Resistance? When Star Wars Resistance start?
We need Anthony for that one because we already know he's gonna hate it. But yes,
and there's some movies got to be coming out or something. I don't know. Christopher Robin. I want to do a review of that. I do that with you, Bree. I'll try and go see it this week with my movie pass thing.
I'll see you this weekend and we can do a review for it. I will.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna cry. You have to cry. I spent the entire time crying.
So, Bree, are you gonna see it so we can? I'm sorry. So, Keem, are you gonna see it so we can all do it? No.
That'd be fun.
No, because I do not like crying in movie theaters.
Ha!
Can't do it.
Just wear a hoodie.
Yeah,
Cloak
I will see it, but
hoodie.
I will see it when I'm in the comfort of my own home, when I could just full out fall on the ground and like have my shoulders shuddering and everything. Because
it's sad.
Just looking at the trailer already.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't.
I gotta go though. I gotta go. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Keem, Mo,
can we
Bree.
send out a get well soon to Ant, since
he's
been missing?
Yes, Anthony. Buddy, I love you. I hope everything. I know you're kind of going through stuff. Also, I have stuff. But anyways, all right. Thank you everybody for coming and doing this. And Bree, it has been a pleasure for you to lead Cloak and Dagger. Next show that you want to lead, just let us know. Yeah, thank you, Bree.
All right. Peace.
Goodbye.